Hello, my name is Adolfo and this is Life of Adolfo. Today, I'm going to give you my biggest regret when it comes to opening a business. And when I say opening a business, it's from the installation of things all the way to the grand opening. There might be more mistakes that I'm going to do after that. But before I say anything else, rants, complaints, and so on, I'm going to tell you about the businesses. I opened 2 businesses for my wife. I am a foreigner here in the Philippines. She is the Filipina. I opened a laundry shop and a water refilling station. The grand opening for the laundry shop was last month. And over here, there hasn't been a grand opening. The biggest regret that I have is paying everything up front. 8 months ago, we got the lease of this space. They told us they're going to install this in a month. A month passed by, nothing. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, only these 3 tanks were here and one of these. Nothing connected. Back to the 7 months ago. All I heard was excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse with a pushback, with a pushback, with a pushback. It's frustrating. It was frustrating. It's still frustrating, and I'm going to explain why. Even though 2 weeks ago they installed everything, but there's still towels missing. The pipe, they said they're going to do something. It hasn't been done. And a third thing, that once again, I made that mistake of paying everything up front, but I'm going to cover that as I go through the video. After all these excuses and using my space, because I wasn't in the space, using it basically to have their workers stay here and go work somewhere else. I'm going to be honest in this video. I'm in the Philippines. I'm pretty sure people in the Philippines know of things that happen like that. But like I said, I just want to cover this video, rants and complaints. That was my biggest regret. Use it as leverage. Why? I lost the demand. After I paid everything up front, I lost that demand of getting everything done when you said it was going to get done. I cannot use that leverage. Like I said, I'm a foreigner. I don't know the laws. I don't know nothing. I'm afraid that if he says, oh, he said this, altercation or whatever, I might get blacklisted. I was afraid of all that. Wife, baby, you're afraid of those things. After all these excuses, and I knew that since they said in a month, and one of their workers came in, he said, yes, it could be done in a week. I felt like they were, I don't want to say Ponzi scheme, but they were using whoever they pay gets paid, they're going to do the one beforehand and so on. I don't want to say Ponzi scheme, but that type of method when it comes to the business. Like I said, this is my rants and complaints. And this wasn't getting done. There was a gentleman that passed by and I expressed my frustration. And he told me, you should do one thing. He saw me a couple times. And each time that he saw me, he said, how's your water refilling station? I said, it still hasn't been done. 2 weeks later, how's your water refilling station? It hasn't been done. Until that day that he told me something that I need to do. I still procrastinated. I said, you know what? I'm going to give him a chance. But one day I was lying down and I snapped. I said, you know what? I'm going to do what that person told me. And by the way, when I send messages to them, they ignore me. I know there's a language barrier, but his wife of the individual speaks English, types English pretty good. So that's not an excuse. I always had to go through my wife, send a message, and she sends the message to them. And sometimes they didn't reply. And I didn't understand that. Like I said, the two businesses are my wife's. But these items, I'm the one that signed and purchased them. The receipt between me and the business, since they are also a business, is between me and them. To be ignored is frustrating. I hate it. I hate being ignored. I hate things not getting done in time and being on time. 3 things. Easy. If you tell me to pay you, I pay you, but I expect the same thing, what I paid, to be done on the expected date that you told me it was going to get done. Back to the story. I snapped that day. I told her, send this message to them. The message said I was going to go to the barangay, talk to them about this thing not being done, the water and filling station not being done within the time. And it's been 7 months since they told me it was going to get done. I grabbed the receipt. I grabbed paperwork that I needed, that I assumed that I needed. And right when I was going to leave the door, she sent a message. The wife. She said, ma'am, we're going to go there today. We're going to go at so on time. Like I said, I hate people not being on time. They always fail me. Once again, they fail me. 2 hours later, from the time they told me they're going to be here, they got here. I hate it, but they were here. And at that point, they started installing things. I believe the following day, because they came to install things, but they still were missing parts. They got almost everything done. Like I said, the tile, the pipe, and one more thing. And that one thing, after everything I assume was almost done, she said, you still need a lab result. I could go do it for you. All we're gonna do, since they're the experts on the water refilling, take a sample and take it. We will be done in 4 days and we'll give you the lab result. It's been more than 2 weeks ago. Once again, I paid everything up front. Send messages, no replies. I sent one message of the pipe last Friday. He said, oh, I'll be there after lunch. I said last Friday. That's like almost 6 days ago or 5 days ago. No reply, hasn't showed up or nothing. And that's one thing, I know people are not gonna like this here in the Philippines, is that once things they feel like they're done, they won't see you again. Or if they do, there might be an excuse. And I'll give an example. Not only here, but in the laundry shop. There was a leak on the tank. I let them know, and the person said, well, it wasn't leaking when I left. I mean, there has to be a warranty. For example, if it's leaking after a week, I expect it to get fixed, especially if the tank is the problem. Especially if I pay for something brand new. If it's defective, replace it. I'll give an example. I know that I'm going to another country on this and that's not the thing to do, but if the vehicle there's a defective item and it gets recalled, there's no excuse on it. If a vehicle is leaking oil, you don't expect it to leak oil, at least for a month. Same thing with the tank. I don't expect it to leak, especially a big puddle. I forgot another thing that I had to contact them. And the individual said, well, we're going to charge you. So I went to the main boss. I said, why are you charging me? I thought there was like a warranty. Sure enough, he said, no, you don't have to pay. I'm not saying nothing about the foreman or whatever the case might be, but either there's a lack of communication or he sees that I'm a foreigner and he's asking for extra additional pay. Over here, there's a couple of leaks, but since they don't reply, I have to wait until they show up to do that and to give me the lab result. It's again a waiting game. It's frustrating. And that's all I got. For anybody trying to open a business, I'm not gonna say only here in the Philippines, don't pay everything up front. You lose that leverage. You lose that demand leverage. You lose everything. But once again, use the barangay like I was gonna do. It's like magic, I guess, because they came in that day. And one thing that the lady said, and this is additional to the story, she said, oh, the individuals you saw the last time here, we were gonna put them in barangay. So I know that barangay is powerful. But the story didn't match because the individuals that were outside, so there was some individuals, I know this is off topic, that they said they're supposed to install this, but they haven't got paid. And that's why I feel like it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme. You get paid for a night for a job, and with that money you do the previous job. That's the way I feel it's getting done. I'm not accusing them, but me thinking of something out loud only. Those individuals came in twice. So something was going on between them. They even came and took pictures, by the way. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. I just wanted to express my frustration. I'm still waiting for the lab result. I'm still waiting for them to fix the tile. I'm still waiting for them to do the pipe. It's a waiting game. And to top it off, and I know I'm getting off topic, she said, wow, it's December. Today is December, okay? She said, you don't need to worry about going to the BIR, the mayor, and submitting this. You could do it next month for next year. The problem is that this is supposed to be done in June, since I did everything in May. And I did all the paperwork on that day. I already paid. I already did all those things. I still need my fire inspection, but I couldn't do it with only pipes and 3 of these and that. So it was kind of like an insult to the wound when she said that, but I just stayed quiet. Like I said, my wife is a very quiet person, nice person. She stayed quiet. We didn't say nothing. We just wanted them to just give us everything, and that's it. But I made the same mistake, stumbled on the same rock, and I let them do my laboratory inspection, because you need that for the water refilling. And once again, I'm in the waiting game. And that's all I got. Thank you for watching.